Okay guys, so here's the stump at 10 foot right here. You guys can see it ends right there. And then over here, got my wife right there. There's the tape there. There's 10 foot of vine right there. Now we'll measure this way. Go that way, honey. All right, y'all, so here's 15 foot right here. It's the end of the patch. On this side, you guys can see my main drip line there. That vine don't go to it. That vine belongs over there to the 1016 cook. And so over here, you guys can see it goes over there and touches. It's 15 foot. This vine right there, I'm gonna show you all those planted over there. None of that goes to it. That was off of the 665 cook. So all this video that I'm gonna do today is gonna show that this was a 150 square foot plant. So we're gonna clear all this stuff off and show you where everything was and is and all. I had to keep track of it, so I'm limited to my space. I gotta grow what I can, where I can, and fill in all the voids. So I had to let the 665 and the 1016 run into this plant. So anyhow, let me get off here and show you what we got. All right, guys, so it's kind of showing everybody everything. So this vine right here, you can see it belonged over there to that pumpkin. All this plant belonged to that big pumpkin there. There's this vine right here running right here. Golly day. Look at all this plant. This right here, all this plant right here, all of this pumpkin and everything. Look at this. I'm just going to show y'all how small of a plant this was. I knew how small it was. Y'all couldn't tell because, everything looked like it belonged to this plant, but it didn't. Like I say, here's this pumpkin right here and all of its plant right here. All this, that whole thing right there belongs back here to this pumpkin plant right here, right there. So, there's this plant here is all but dead. I mean, there's nothing really here left. Let me see, that all this right here belongs, see this, all belonged back here to that fruit right there. I mean, you guys can see that there was really nothing here that belonged to this pumpkin plant. It all belonged to everything else, like this one right here. This goes all the way back here to this one. So crosses over the main right here. Here's the main that I deadheaded. Y'all guys can see here, main's rotted off. It's been deadheaded a long time ago. That's the main vine to that. This right here comes all the way back here to this tertiary. And there's this tertiary right here running. And like I say, it all belonged over there to that. So this plant was very, 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 very small. There was really nothing pushing this pumpkin here at all. I mean, it was. I've tried to brag about this thing all season, but it's hard to brag about it when it looked like there was a ton of plant behind it. But there really wasn't, because I terminated everything. You see, all these here was terminated, and it took forever to get it growing, because if you remember, the first thing that started to grow here was the 220, the 275 Cook, right? Was the first thing to start, and then that didn't grow. It had this one good secondary right here, terminated right there, and then it had a puny little old secondary right here. It ended right there. Yeah, there's nothing here really. That secondary here, it went all the way up to here and ended over here, right here. Here's where it ended, right there. This secondary ended right here. This secondary right here ended right there. It's pretty much dried up. Ain't nothing there on it. Well, I just pulled that root right there. Look at that root, soaked in water. So maybe it was doing something. Anyhow, the main was not very big. You know, there's not much going on here. A lot of this back here, all of this really right here, this whole thing here belonged to that pumpkin, the big 1009. And so we're cleaning all this mess up here as easy as we can, make sure we get everything kind of noted and stuff. But yeah, this pumpkin here, it just wasn't doing much. There ain't no need to have that secondary anymore, or I mean that little bit of a main there anymore. I have to pull all this plant here up. It's got tons of pumpkins growing on it, and there ain't no need to have them though. So we'll pull that all out of there. Like I say, I'll start clipping these, and you guys, you'll see what I'm talking about there. This all belonged to the 1009. So come up here. I mean, these plants here is this thing here is just massive. We got another baby pumpkin there on it. We'll go ahead and cut that little rascal off, just so the vine ain't so stinking heavy. And y'all see how much of this. Yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about here. Because all this here belonged to that big old pumpkin. All this plant here is it was just dead. It died. It died a long, long time ago. And this thing here is, these are some massive, massive, massive. My goodness, there's another great big old pumpkin over there. I thought I'd been calling all of them. Guess there was some that I missed. I'm just going to take and clear all that out of there and feed it to the goats. I guess I'll let this little plant stay here, because like I say, she started doing a little bit of work again there last night. So we'll let her continue to do her thing. Whatever she can do, because she ain't really got no leaves to do much with. So I ain't even sure how she's doing anything, to be honest with you. Probably just need to drag it straight back through here. We'll take and feed all that to them goats. Thought about burning the patch off some. I don't know. We may end up doing that still yet, though. I don't know yet. Yeah, see? That's crazy. This one here is a big old long one. Had a great big old pumpkin on it. I mean, for this late in the season, anyhow. And this right here was what was keeping that pumpkin going. And I didn't think it was rooted very good through here, but it seemed to be rooted a bit better than the rest of that plant was. Because if y'all remember the video from the 1009, it didn't root very good for some reason. It was not rooted in very well at all. But these seem to have done fairly decent. Then 3 or 4 secondaries that ran down along through the side there. So definitely know of some ways to do better next year for sure. I definitely got a good plan for next year. I think I finally have caught on to a couple things, and I think we're going to be doing pretty good now. I almost want to leave that little popping all these tomatoes. Crap. I'm gonna have tomatoes growing like crazy in here next year if I don't get out here and burn these off. Oh, I'm gonna have to get out here and tag on it. Dang it. It's like popping bubble wrap underneath your feet. Get out here and call all this crap out of here. Y'all can see here though, there's not nothing really here to speak of for that other plant there. It was all of it was this plant here. So make sure the camera is getting it all right here. I want y'all to see. Make sure, because I don't want nobody questioning it. Because I know what it looked like, but it's not what it was. So this plant it was very, very, very small from the beginning. So let me grab these out of there. Like I say, you can see I staked them down because I was pulling them back from up there down here. And you'll see they don't turn nowhere into the plant. They all come straight down. Make sure I get all these pulled up here. I don't want to carry none off and through the yard and get a flat tire or something crazy. It's a bad thing about using those metal ones. The metal ones are good. What's going on here? I got some kind of holes going on over here. Look like some mole holes or something. But I'm gonna have to put that back up. So, I want to make sure everybody sees though that this is coming from up here. See, it all came from up here. So, up here at this plant on the 665. There's another one there, see? You gotta be careful because you drag them through the yard and you don't need no flat tire. Like I say here, you got this right here. Here's this one. There's that one, dead. That's the secondary. It's dead, no good. So y'all can see, I did truly grow a 150 here. No doubt about it. It was a 150. Its borders had just gotten, kind of concealed by, here's the other, there's another secondary right there that belonged to it. So it had just gotten concealed a little bit. Here's this one here. Here's this secondary right here. You see where I cut that one off and deadheaded it. Here's this one right here. All right. So it went to the fence. It's dead and done. Nothing there on that one. So, like I say, I knew where they all were. I just couldn't show y'all a defined line on it, and that's why I didn't mention it. Because everybody, if I had started saying that was my 150, everybody would have wanted me to show them everything, and I couldn't show you then because we were too gobbed off to get in here and fool around. So I got all this mess though here, and we'll clean all this up and take it to the animals. Here's the stump for that one from last week. That's the 665 stump there. It was a good one. We'll clean up this drip tape here. At least get it out of the way here some so we can get the rest of this out. I had to move drip tape and everything last week. Goodness. So we could get in here and get things pulled out of here. Anyways, here comes the main out of the 665 right here. This thing is pretty stinking big. There's the stump right there on that thing. And that's really all that was feeding it. Like I say, you can see here on this main right here, there is no tap roots on the bottom. And all you can see on the top is the nubs. This nubs here on the top. See a nub there, nothing on the bottom. I bet you that vine right there, just that short bit of vine right there, probably weighs, I'd say at least 30, 40 pounds right there, just in this vine. It's still sapping, y'all. Look there. There's a place right there that's pushing sap, and it ain't even hooked up to the ground. Right there. Look at that. Craziness. Oh, goodness. So there's, we gotta get that off there. I don't want to flat tires. Anyhow, there's another one of them. Be careful if you're using these, y'all. I'm telling you. Mommy wants you in. Go. Get.
I'm coming.
Okay, guys. So here's our bare ground torch. Turn it on a little bit. We'll kill all these weed seeds. burning off whatever we need to burn off. Killing grass, burning stuff off that just needs to be killed. Just coming in here, burning it, burning seeds, all that stuff. Just lighting it all up. Just light it all on fire like this. Burn it all off. Yep, there it is. It's turned off. So, really nice tool. It's lightweight. Got an adjustable handle here. It's super nice. I really like this thing. It does really, really well. And if you live in a cold climate like I do, you can use it to melt ice if you have to. So probably we'll use this on the trap line this winter. Probably melt some of our traps if they get froze, or even melt through the lake so that we can get down to the beaver traps and stuff with this tool. So many applications for it, not just gardening, not just killing weed seeds and stuff like that. Not just weeding the fence line with it. That way you don't have to use pest, weed killers. You can use this to kill it. Just go along your fence line and kill it with that. You can also use it for trapping. You can use it to get the ice off of your driveway or whatever. It's a really nice tool to have. It's cheap. Just keep you a couple cans of propane around or a big bottle of propane with a long hose. You're good to go. So guys, that's all we got for this one. And we're going to go on out here and get to the next part of this. Okay, guys, so I'm ready to go down here. We're going to start down here. We'll probably just work a little bit every day this week. So this video will just let you kind of know like what we're going to do. So right now I'm just going to cut these tomato plants here off like so, maybe. There we go. Here. That causing me too much grief. Oh goodness. Tomatoes are coming off everywhere. Alright, so I'm going to do this little area right here for now. So that's plenty enough. But we're just going to shovel this out and spread it everywhere. Here in a minute. Get this tiller cranked up and going. Looks like it's going to work pretty good. We're going to turn y'all off for a second. We're going to do this and then we'll bring you back and let you take a look at what it looks like. All right, y'all, let's go in here and wrap this video up real quick. So I've been tilling for about 2.5 hours. That's how hard this dirt is, and it's just not very. I mean, you guys can see how it's just solid as a rock. But got all this here. Zoom out here real quick. Got all this tilled up almost from the fence. We got to come down here and make a pass, 2 passes here along the fence line. But from right there to where the tiller sits, this little area is all I got done in 2 hours. That's how solid that soil is, and that's why you can't get over 1,000 pounds here. Like I said, you might get lucky and hit 1,200 to 1,500 if you're lucky, but I don't know. So we tilled this in roughly 6 inches of it, and 6 inches of compost on top has been tilled in roughly, and we'll just keep on tilling it and stuff until we get to the right depth. And I'll broad fork it as well in a couple months and stuff. What's left up here, we'll finish doing this entire patch part right here where the 1016 set. We may end up adding another truckload to this before spring. Now, when spring comes, I am going to take and add a truckload of this compost per bed or per patch site, whatever, per pumpkin site, whatever you want to call it. This right here is roughly 900 square foot, where this right here sits. Eight to 900 square foot. I'd have to go back and look at it again and measure it. But from right here where I'm standing at, there's 8 foot, 16 foot, 24 foot right there. And if you go to the corner, that would be 32 foot. So, and then from this pole right here to that pole right there, I think is another 32 foot. So somewhere around in there, it's just kind of an odd shaped the way we got it. But anyhow, we're going. Like I said, it's very very hard soil. It compacts way too easy. Even with all the stuff, you guys, if you've been watching me for a while, you know how much leaf has went in here. You know how much compost, sphagnum peat, moss, sand, and everything we've put in here every year, and it just eats it. I mean, the clay just eats it up, so it eats every bit of it. So we had to do something different, and the only thing I know to do is to add a lot of compost, till it in, low till, right? So taking that first 6 inches of the original soil, blending it in with 6 inches of that, and then adding a foot of it on top is the only way I know to get over this really bad compaction until it slowly starts to work and do better as we continue to broad fork it and till it and add compost to it. So this is going to have to, be step one, I guess, of trying to amend it to get it to where we can get a 1,500 pounder out of it, because of the way this stuff sits, it's just way too hard, guys. I mean, it is hard as a rock. You guys can see right here under my feet. It's just it's, it's hard. Yeah, that right there is, the first inch or two you might be able to skip up like that, but it gets so hard underneath there that you can't do nothing with it. So, we'll hopefully get this all done, be ready by spring to plant and have a good season next year. Hopefully, I'd at least like to pull a 12 to 1,500 pounder out of here, at least one. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do with that. Um, you know, as far as this one goes, right here, she's a good one. She's really, really, really good one. Did really well for a 150. Again, show you here. And here's her secondary here on this side. You guys can see it. It ended right there. Yeah, been a long time that it ended there. This one right here dried up a long time ago. You guys can see. Yeah, it almost touched the fence when I terminated it. Let's see here. The next one is right here, and it did get close to the fence as well. When I terminated it there, you can see they all got close to the fence, and then I terminated them, but for some reason they died back, and I'm assuming they died back because the plant, the 665 grown over top of them, is what I'm going to say the reason why they died back. Same thing with this one, died back. This one right here, yeah, it did the same thing, ran to the fence and died back. So, and this one right here never made it to the fence. It was just kind of a piece of crap to begin with. Only good secondary we had was this one right here. It ran up there. You guys can see it. It deadheaded right there a long time ago. Y'all can see it there. Like I say, it was ended a long time ago there. You can see, ended a long time ago. That one did. So, let me see, where's the other one at here? Here's the other one right here. And here it is. It's still attached in there. And it was terminated a long time ago as well. You guys can see how old the termination is on there. Very old. Same thing here with this one. Terminated a long time ago. And the same thing here with this one. Terminated a long time ago. And so they were all terminated there. Let's see here. This one went, this one right here went to like there. And that's where it terminated at right there. And then this all right here, except for this one here, which is terminated. But all this here belonged to the 1016 Cook. So all of this right here belonged to it. So it's all coming off of this vine right here. And so, and then it's wrapped around there a good bit. Let's see. So yeah, so that's all there is to them. There wasn't much. There wasn't a whole lot of plant to this, but and that 1016 Cook, like I say, it's right here is the secondary and the tertiaries that come off of it and run. That ran all up in this plant, and so that's why it looked bigger than it was, but it was not very big. It was small. We was keeping track of it, so it's a good thing. I think it's gonna be a nice attempt at a 150. I don't think it's gonna win anything, and that's fine. But it was pretty fun to grow. So, and we got a little bit of an issue in there. I had to clean out and get it addressed and stuff. It started really sucking up a lot of stuff last night, I guess, for some reason, and don't know how. I don't know how that had any power to suck up anything, but it did. So I got to get out here and get all that cleaned up and stuff, and yeah, put the fan back on it. So I'm gonna get that done and let it finish itself off here. It's a nice fruit. It's a nice fruit. It's a really, really wide fruit. It's over 90 inches wide, so it's a pretty good one. So I'm happy with it for what it is. So all right, guys. Well, I appreciate you watching as always, and we'll see you next time right here in the hollers and hills of West Virginia. See y'all.
Don't forget to smash that like button. That notification bell. Don't get the
Good job. Here you go. Thank you.
Don't get the
Don't forget to share. Yep. There you go. Good job. And subscribe.